Flying over water can result in some truly stunning footage, but without the proper precautions, it can also easily end up with your drone at the bottom of the sea. Today, I'm going to show you how to safely fly over water so you can get the shot and get the drone back in one piece. So if you're new around here, my name is Justin. It is great to see your wonderful smiling face by the beach here. And if you've been here before, it's great to see you again. Now I want to start off by saying that today I'm not going to cover flying from a boat. Flying from boats is a totally different animal in itself, and the situations vary so much from one situation to another, so it's very difficult for me to cover that. And also, there are a lot of boats here, but I'm not on any of them, so I'm just going to cover flying from the land over water. The first thing that you need to make sure that you're comfortable flying the drone over land before you attempt to go and try and fly it over water. If the camera is blowing about a bit, don't know if you've noticed, but it's incredibly windy here today. But yeah, make sure that you are comfortable flying the drone over land before you fly over water. Fundamentally, there's nothing really different to flying over land versus water. It's exactly the same. The drone behaves the same. It responds in the same way. But obviously being over water does give people a little bit of drone anxiety, because if the drone has a problem, if it does go down, recovering it when it's in the water is a lot more difficult than just going and finding it somewhere on the land. But the reality of the situation is these drones are incredibly reliable. They're not just going to fall out of the sky completely unannounced. They do everything they possibly can to try and make sure that in any kind of bad situation, they try and make it back to you. So try and just trust your equipment. That is one thing you need to make sure you do. The drone is going to fly, it's going to hover, it's going to do everything it can to try and keep itself safe. One way to increase the trust in your equipment is to make sure that you're doing your pre-flight checks. Now you need to make sure you're checking things like your propellers are in good condition, your motors are spinning nice and free, there's no damage to the body, the arms of the drone, you've got a nice fully charged battery, all the sensors are clean, the camera lens is clean. Things like this are all just going to make sure that you have a lot more confidence in the machine, so that when you send it out over water, you're not going to be stressed out and worrying about something potentially going wrong. Now, if you do need to learn more about doing the pre-flight checks, I do have a complete video on how to do all the pre-flight checks for a drone like this. I will link it at the end of this one, but you can go and check that one out. So yeah, pre-flight checks, number one thing, gives you confidence, make sure you're doing them. Okay, for these next tips, I've actually put the drone up in the sky because I want to run through some things with you in real time. So the next thing I want to tell you is you need to make sure that you have your home point accurately set somewhere over land. Now, normally when you take off, the drone is going to register that location as the home point, but if you're a bit unsure, it always pays to just double check and make sure you set that home point correctly. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fly the drone over this sand here, just to make sure that I'm perfectly over the land. I'm going to aim the camera down. Yep, I'm over the ground there. We should be good to set this as a home point. Then I'm going to click on the three dots in the top right hand corner, and on the safety tab here, if I just scroll down, we can see here it says update home point. I'm going to click that. I'm going to update to the home point of the location of the aircraft, click OK, and that's going to update the home point so I know it's definitely over the land. In this situation, if something goes wrong, the drone will return to that home point. And to double check to make sure, again, those three dots in the top right hand corner, and then you're going to want to go down to your advanced safety settings and make sure your signal loss action is set to return to home. If something goes wrong, you want the drone to come back to somewhere over land where you set that home point. If you've got it set to hover, you need a boat, or you're going to have to go for a very long swim if you want to try and recover it. So make sure home point is set correctly and it is set to come to return to home in the event of a signal loss. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is the downwards facing sensors. So I'm just going to fly the drone a little bit over the water here, and then I'm going to reduce my altitude. Now, we may or may not see the sort of downwards here. We've got it showing up actually. So here it says downwards 2.4 meters, 2.6 on the screen. Now this is not very reliable when you're over water. The main reason that is, water is like a moving reflective surface and it can very easily fool the sensors. So oftentimes you either won't get a reading from this sensor or it's going to be incorrect. Now if I fly a bit lower, we can see in this instance, it does appear to be working fairly well and it looks to be fairly accurate, but this is actually a rare case. Normally I don't see this happening. So in most situations, don't trust your altitude that is showing on the screen. Try and use visual references, look at the actual water surface, and try and gauge how high you are that way instead. One of the best ways to feel comfortable flying over water is to feel comfortable with your drone and everything that goes along with it as a whole. Now, one of the best ways to do that is to enroll in my advanced drone videography course, where I take you from, you can either be a beginner or an intermediate drone pilot, and I'll take you from where you are all the way to an advanced drone pilot and cinematic genius. We've already transformed so many people's footage who have already come through the course. I know it's going to do exactly the same for you. We've got loads of modules jam-packed with information, knowledge checkpoints, loads of stuff to go at. And right now I'm currently hosting a summer sale on the course, so you can save a bit of money if you buy it right now. I'll leave a link to that in the video description so you can go and check it out. But right now, let's get back to flying over the water. Okay, next up, let's talk about the couple of different situations that you can get into when it comes to water conditions. Now, at the moment, we do have quite a bit of wind, so the water is moving, and that actually makes it a bit easier for us to judge our height above it because we can see the ripples and things like that in the actual video feed. Now, if you're flying over a lake where the water is dead still, this is extremely difficult to judge your height above the water. In this instance, always try and be a little bit higher than you think you might be, because there have been so many situations where I've seen people flying over a dead still lake, they think they're high enough and they just keep going. And because the drone angle is so high, the sensors on the bottom are actually looking backwards and they're not working that well over water anyway. So you can get into a situation where the drone slowly descends and then meets the water's surface. So be extremely careful when it comes to still water, when it comes to judging your height. Give yourself a bit of extra height. When it comes to moving water, it's a bit easier. We can see more easily where the water is, so I can get nice and low here without any real concerns, because I'm pretty confident I know my height above the water. So if I just do a quick recording here, fly forwards, I'm also gonna keep a visual reference on the drone. I'm gonna go back and forwards between the screen and looking at the drone. This is good practice. And this actually saved me one time in the Philippines, where that particular situation was happening that I said. The drone was descending, but because I was looking backwards and forwards, I saw it was getting low, and I pushed up on the left stick, climbed up, and we were safe. Now, when it comes to the other water conditions, the next thing we have is waves. Now, we can see there's a bit of waves going on a bit further out, so I'm just gonna fly out till I get to these waves, and then I'm gonna tell you a little bit about what you need to do when it comes to waves. Now, waves bring another level of complexity to flying over water because the water is now at two different heights. So in front of the wave, the water is lower, but the wave, obviously the water's building up to that wave, which can cause you some issues. So whenever you're flying near waves, make sure that you've given yourself that extra level of that height of the wave in case the wave comes and then crashes onto your drone, and then there's no more drone. So here we are now at the waves. We can see here these waves aren't actually super high, but if you're filming a surf or something, then you got to be very careful. But we'll do a little bit of a rundown here. Oh, we've got some birds coming over there on the left of the screen. That's a really nice shot, actually. Got the waves crashing in the foreground and everything is just looking beautiful. Now here I'm really nice and high above the waves, and the difference between flying at 2 meters and flying at 4 meters above the waves, it's not going to look a massive amount different in your footage, but it's going to give you an extra layer of security when it comes to flying the drone. Something else that you do need to be careful of when you're flying near waves is sea spray. Now, today the wind isn't causing the waves to be so massive that we're getting a lot of sea spray, but if you are seeing that misty seawater getting thrown up, you're going to want to keep your drone away from that. Seawater is the worst thing for electronics, and I've seen plenty of situations again where people have been flying within that sea spray and the drone has just been wet and the salt water just kills the electronics straight away and down it goes. So stay out of that sea spray as much as you possibly can. Avoid it like the plague. So yeah. Okay, I'm just going to bring the drone back now so I can talk about the next point. And the next point is going to be relating to taking off and landing, especially at the beach. Alrighty, so if you are by the beach and you want to take off and land, do not put your drone directly on the sand, power it up and take off from the sand. Sand is a highly abrasive material and you don't want it getting anywhere near your motors, and when you turn the drone up, it's going to create a massive downdraft. It's going to blow sand up and everywhere. It's going to get in your gimbal mechanism. It's really not good for the drone. If you have a landing pad, put the landing pad on the sand and use that to take off, or if you're comfortable doing hand launching, then hand launching is also probably the best method to use at the beach because the drone gets nowhere near the sand. There's no possibility of sand getting in anywhere. So if you're by the beach, please don't take off and land from the sand. Every time I see somebody doing it, I cringe so bad. I'm just like, this is not good. So yes, please, if you take one thing away from this video, don't take off and land from sand. If you are enjoying this video so far, then you're also going to enjoy my free weekly newsletter where I give you the latest drone news, hot tips, and a little bit of a behind the scenes look into what's going on in my life. So you get to stay up to date with all the latest drone announcements, drone releases, and also you get a bit of a sneak peek into what's coming up potentially in future videos. It's completely free to sign up to you. I send it to you every single Saturday. I'll leave a link in the description to where you can go and check that one out. go and sign up, there's loads of good stuff there, and let's get back to the video. So when it comes to flying over water, there are risks associated with that, and you just need to give yourself a little bit of room for error to help to mitigate some of those risks. Also being confident in your drone, making sure you've done the pre-flight checks, you know it's in good condition, confident you are in how you can fly the drone, you're confident in everything being set up right, your return to home, you got the home point set correctly. All of this put together should make you feel a lot more confident when it comes to actually sending your drone over water and capturing some of those beautiful shots that can come along with it. So if you do want to learn more about those pre-flight checks, then I will link those in this video right here. And if you don't want to learn about that, go and learn about this instead. Thank you so much for watching. Fly safely over water, take into account all of these steps, and I'm sure you're going to have a phenomenal experience. So yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.